Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into a concept you've probably heard. Kaizen.
Right.
Often gets tossed around as, a business buzzword.
Yeah.
But it's actually, well, it's a pretty profound philosophy underneath it all.
It really is.
So our mission today is to kind of unpack that. Look at its origins, get the core principles, and see how this whole change for the better idea works. From huge companies right down to your daily habits.
Yeah, and I think what's really fascinating, what we want to show, is how Kaizen blends this like almost ancient wisdom with very modern practical application.
Okay.
Expect some, hopefully, aha moments about how these tiny, tiny changes can stack up to, well, monumental results.
The power of 1,000 small steps.
Right. Exactly. That's the essence.
So where does the story even begin? Let's set the scene. Post-World War II, Japan.
A really challenging time. Industry's basically flattened.
Yeah, decimated. And they had this huge task, not just rebuilding, but completely transforming their reputation for quality, like from scratch. So what was the spark? What got things moving?
Well, this is where it gets interesting. The catalyst, surprisingly, wasn't Japanese. It was an American statistician, W. Edwards Deming.
Deming, okay.
Yeah, and his ideas, things like statistical process control, the PDCA cycle plan, DOE, check, act, they were pretty much ignored back in the U.S. at that time. Yeah, largely. But in Japan, they found incredibly fertile ground. People embrace these ideas with just amazing discipline.
So Deming plants the seeds. How does a company like Toyota, maybe under Taiichi Ohno, how do they take that and turn it into something like the Toyota production system, the TPS? What made that so different?
That's really the crucial step. A build TPS on, I'd say, two main pillars. First, this relentless focus on eliminating waste. They call it muda.
Muda, right.
And second, maybe even more important, a deep, profound respect for people.
Okay, respect for people. How did that play out?
Well, they even built on earlier innovations, like Sakichi Toyota's idea of judoka.
Yes.
Yeah, automation with a human touch. So, like, if a loom had a thread break, the machine would just stop automatically.
Oh.
It wasn't just about being efficient. It was about catching defects right at the source, trusting the person, the human intelligence there, to spot and fix the problem.
So it wasn't one big invention?
No, not at all. That's the key thing about Kaizen. It wasn't some big bang from a single genius. It was more like, well, a democratization of improvement.
Democratization. Interesting.
Rooted in countless small ideas, small improvements coming from everyone, every single day.
Okay, so the word itself, Kaizen, you break it down. Kai for change, Zen for good, change for the better. Seems simple.
Deceptively simple.
Right, but it implies this continuous, never-ending thing, doesn't it? A journey.
Absolutely. It's not a destination. And its power really comes from a few core principles. First, that idea we just touched on, continuous incremental improvement. Lots of small steps are better than, occasional massive overhauls.
Less disruptive.
Exactly. And second, a real shift towards process orientation.
Meaning?
Instead of asking, okay, who messed this up?
Yeah, the blame game.
Right. Avoid that. Ask, what's wrong with the process that allowed this to happen? It's a fundamental shift. You fix the system, not blame the person.
That feels huge because so many places default to blaming individuals. Why is fixing the process so central?
It's absolutely vital because it creates psychological safety.
Okay.
And that directly enables the third principle, employee involvement and empowerment. If people feel safe suggesting small changes, small fixes.
Without fear of looking stupid or getting blamed.
Precisely. Then you unlock this basic human impulse we all have, I think, to just do a job well, to take pride in it.
Yeah, that spirit of craftsmanship, wanting to make your own work better.
That's it. You tap into everyone's desire to improve their own corner of the world.
So that's the philosophy. How does it look on the ground? What are the tools people actually use?
Well, the PDCA cycle we mentioned is a big one. Plan, do, check, act. And things like the 5S system. Yep, set in order, shine, standardize, sustain. It's all about creating stable, organized, efficient work environments. You need that stability before you can really improve effectively.
Okay. And you see this stuff beyond just Toyota, right? Where else has it made a mark?
Oh, it's spread everywhere. Ford, for example, used Kaizen principles heavily in their turnaround after, 2006. Lockheed Martin used it to slash defect rates on aircraft, cut delivery times way down.
Wow.
Hospitals, too. Places like Mayo Clinic, Virginia Mason. They've used Kaizen to cut patient wait times, reduce medical errors, Even tech companies, Spotify uses it for software development.
Right.
Getting features out faster, more reliably.
It really is versatile then.
It's a universal framework, really.
Okay, so bringing it right down to the listener, what does this mean for you listening right now? This is where personal Kaizen comes in, isn't it?
Exactly.
We talk about big goals, New Year's resolutions, but the Kaizen approach is different. Think about the 1% rule.
Yeah.
Making changes so small they feel, well, almost effortless. Like maybe doing 5 squats instead of aiming for a full workout right away.
Or writing just one sentence if you're trying to start writing.
Yeah, or adding just 50 steps to your daily walk. The point is to make it so easy you can't not do it. It beats inertia, it builds momentum.
And you can use that same PECA cycle personally. Plan a tiny step, do it, check how did it go, did I stick with it? Then act, adjust the plan if needed, keep it sustainable.
So it's less about heroic willpower.
Much less. It's about building habits. Consistent, almost invisible progress adds up dramatically over time.
It feels like a blend of discipline, yes, but also a kind of kindness to yourself.
That's a great way to put it.
It connects back to that spirit of craftsmanship idea again, doesn't it? That simple, innate desire to do things well.
It does.
Yeah.
But there's an important caution here.
Oh.
Kaizen, like any powerful tool, can be misused. If it loses that human-centric spirit, that respect for people,
Yeah.
and just becomes about management imposing efficiency targets from above,
Yeah.
it can actually become kaiko,
Kayaku.
change for the worse. The real value, the true spirit, is empowering people to improve their own work, not just forcing change onto them.
That's a really crucial distinction. So Kaizen isn't really a destination you arrive at.
Never.
It's this never-ending journey, a continuous upward spiral, maybe.
I like that, an upward spiral.
Always focused on taking that next small step forward every single day.